everyone, and welcome back to Lovella's Coloring. Thank you guys for joining me in my first video for the hashtag Color Your Hoard challenge. This challenge is in collaboration with Kailara. I'll put her channel name and link down in the descriptions, plus her Instagram name. This page is my current whip at the moment, and I'm just gonna leave this here for now while I tell you a little about the challenge. The objective of this challenge is to get us to color our untouched books, or books that just have whips and no finished pages. So this challenge will be starting this month, April, and it'll go on until the end of the year. Any books I purchase will be added to the total of uncolored coloring books. So like today I have 341, but I just did a Happy Mail video that included 3 books, so I added that on top, so I have 344 books in total. That's not uncolored, that's just my total coloring books. So I'm going to try to be a little more pickier from now on about the books I purchase. And I know I did pre-order some books already, but I just because I know I won't color a page in each and every coloring book I have this year, I want to at least try to have less uncolored books, not more, by the end of this year. So that's a goal to get to also. Since I've already numbered my books in here, so I have 344, and I also listed which ones I've already colored in. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my son's iPad, turn it on, and on Google I have the random number generator. Hope I'm not glaring. So I'm going to put in the number of books I have, which is the max, is 344. And then, oh god, heart's beating. Let's go see which book I'll be coloring in. 175. Okay, so I'm gonna go look at my journal. 175 is Villain Son by Tomislav Tomic. So I'll go ahead and pull that out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have Villain Son, which is illustrated by Tomislav Tomic. Oh, yeah, this is one of my books I'm really intimidated by, only because I'm really scared about messing up a page. But as I was picking it out, I decided to go ahead and do this page, which is the fairy with 2 little fairies and her hands, and then the flowers all around. So the reason I picked this one is because I do also have a lot of color alongs. So this is my list for the color alongs. So let's see. So I can use it for Spring Diary, Claire's, no, not Claire's Spring, Fairies of April, probably Wondrous West of Colors, which is books from like Europe and stuff. Fantastical Fae and Fairies, that is hosted by Color and Chat with Sammy. Goddess of Spring, which she could be a goddess. And what else is in here? Lady Spring is another one. I don't know, what else? Not an Easter. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, and I also have some Facebook one. Do I have anything here? Probably Flying High, which is anything that flies. So I'm assuming that, you know, because they're fairies, they fly everywhere. So yeah, I have a lot of color alongs that I can do with this page. So let me go ahead and clear this up and then have this ready. Okay, so I got this page ready to start coloring. I am going to be using Caran Pablo's, and I usually, whenever I use Caran Pablo's, I usually pair it up with the erosion tints. So I'll be also using the erosion tints together if I do need some colors from there. So my process before I color, I usually look at it and see what calls to me, and for me the colors that I see coming out is purples and blues, and those are the colors I see right now. And then slowly I'll build up more colors into the color palette. Like I still can't see what I would color her hair. I can already imagine how her wings are going to be. So I'm going to start off with something easy, something I know that I want colored, which is the background. And I usually start with the background because for me, once you color the background, that's just one less thing that you have to worry about. So yeah, so I'm going to start with the blue. I'm going to, the lightest light blue in the Caran Pablo's is sky blue, and it's number 141. You can see it. I'll probably stick it in the bottom part of the screen. Sorry. So yeah, so I'm gonna do one layer of this one, and I'm just gonna go all the way around. So I'm just gonna start in this area here. I'm just gonna put one light layer. I want to do a kind of like a gradient around the fairy's head, so it's going to be light here and gets dark as it goes out. So it'll probably be dark in this area too, but I'm just going to go ahead and put a light layer down. And yeah, so that's pretty much my process. I usually it can take me a while to figure out what I'm going to do with a page. Sometimes I would just take a picture of the illustration and I'll think about it. And sometimes it takes hours, sometimes it makes 30 minutes, sometimes it takes all day just to figure out what I'm going to do. Only because, for me, I put money into to buying this book, and I want to make sure I don't mess it up. And yeah, I just don't want to mess up the page, and I want to make sure when I color the page, it's to the best of my abilities. I don't want to color it and then be like, oh, whatever, and leave it unfinished. So, but then I'm usually the type of person where if I'm not very happy with the page, I just keep working at it until I'm satisfied. And yeah, and then I learn from that page and what I can do better. So this is just a rough laydown of color. So if you guys are doing this challenge and you guys randomized it, if you're like me and you have a lot of books that you have to randomize which book you're gonna color, let me know in the comments which one you're coloring, what you're using. And then I know there's some people that have already colored in a majority of their books, and yeah, even then, let me know. It's always fun to know what you guys are coloring. Yeah. So Kylara, she just had her surgery yesterday, and I'm hoping she's getting lots of rest and healing up very well. She'll try to get a video out when she can, when she's not in pain. So hopefully she can at least color a little bit, because I know she was talking to me about wanting to color even when she was in pain, but I was like, oh, get some rest, you know, let your body rest and heal up. So I may fast forward some certain parts if it's just like this is just laying it. So I might just fast forward, or I might skip ahead and then just show you what was finished, and then what the next color I will be coloring with. Okay, so I did a light layer of the sky blue 141 on the top part, and I just went all the way up to here. When I do the background for the bottom one, I'm going to have it gradually going up, and the same color is going to go on the frame also. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the colors that are going to be the gradients for the sky blue. Okay, so for the next layer, I am going to be using Sapphire Blue, which is number 150. And then I'm going to be using white to pretty much go over the whole thing. So I'm going to use the Sapphire Blue right now and to make like a halo around the girl's head, or the fairy's head. So let me go ahead and start in this end. I'm using layers, so go put this one down here. Go. Sorry. Am I in the frame? Yeah. I'm gonna start in this end. So if you have this book and you want to join along, either follow me with the colors I'm using, or do your own version. I hope you guys do. Would love to see what you colored. This one too. You know what, let me go. I'm kind of like twisting in my seat. Let me go ahead and turn this around. I think it'll be easier for me, so it'll be upside down. So I'm going to be coloring it this way. So this. I just wanted to go over it again to smooth out my layer here. So the sapphire blue is smoothed out here. You don't see the lines. And I'm just trying to fade it in this way before I add the sky blue again. And then so what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to continue all around the fairy. Okay, so now I'm going to come in back with the sky blue number 141. And I'm just going to start here. I'm not going to go all the way down here, but right down here to add color, to kind of blend the sky blue into the sapphire, and then bring down the color. And I'm still using a light pressure, not anything harder than that. You can see how they're starting to blend in together. There's not that big contrast between the light layer here and the sapphire, so continue doing that, going down. Okay, so now I went past where I colored the sapphire blue, so I'm just gonna keep on going, and I want to kind of like do a halo around her head, so I'm just gonna bring the sky blue as close as I can. Okay, so what I did on this side, I'm going to go ahead and continue towards the rest of the sky. Okay, so I laid sapphire blue around the ends over here and up here on this side. So I'm just going to continue like what I did on this side, but I'm probably going to add a little bit more layers to even out the darkness of the sapphire blue. I'm just going to go ahead and move this upside, actually this way, because it's a lot easier for me to you know, as I lay the color, to lighten up my pressure as I go down this way. So it's a lot easier for me to go this way rather than the other way I was going. it's going to, I want to try to even out both ends, so I'm trying to put a light layer now of the Sapphire Blue before I come in with the Sky Blue. Let's cover this area side. So this is all just Sapphire Blue at the moment, and I'm just trying to smooth out the color. And it's just light pressure. Don't want to go too hard because I don't want it that dark. Let me go down a little bit more. There. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with the Sky Blue, and I'm just going to go over some of the sections that I went that I colored here with the Sapphire Blue, and go over it with the Sky Blue. So right here, I'm adding a little bit more pressure, kind of like medium to light, just to lay down a little more of the Sky Blue color, and then I'll gradually lighten up going this way. And I'm trying to even it out, the color going across. Here I'm going to medium to light, and I'm gradually lightening up as I get closer to fairy. gonna use Sky Blue again to just even out the color till I'm happy with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna come in with the white number 1 for the Caran Pablo. Let's use this so I'm not going over, and I'm just going to smooth out the light or the sky blue that I laid down. And I totally forgot, I added my cutting mat because as I start to put pressure on it, I don't want the image on the other side to imprint itself on the next page. So when I did the light layer, it didn't do anything. So as I'm using a more harder, or not hard, but medium pressure, it's a good thing I remembered to add the mat. Okay, so I used the white number 1 Caran Pablo to blend the rest of the sky, and I'm gonna have to stop over here. My 3-year-old is having a tantrum, so for the next part I'm gonna go start the bottom background part of this, and then we'll see how far we can get in part 2. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on my first video for the challenge hashtag color your hoard. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on my next video. Take care and happy colorings. Bye bye.